Um, yeah, I mean, I think that's a great idea, but I think that comes back to the question of like these sessions that we're having. I mean, we need to make sure our focus has some internal angle to it always. And it's like those conversations, are they about companies in general, or are they about us as GenZ Designs and what we're doing? Right. Like we can't lose a focus on like I mean, that's the thing. We can invite whoever we want. We can have these conversations, but and in some ways that does address kind of what we're going for, but it also like, it's almost that excuse that we talked about early on. It's like, we can keep talking about this, but like, what is GenZ Designs doing?
I think that it could give some really good insight to us. Like, I think if we like talk about it, but we don't do anything from what we get from conversation, like, then that's like not actual like activism, like the kind that we are looking for. But if we like have these kinds of conversations and we figure out like after each conversation, what do we take away from that and what can we use to better ourselves in the future? Like, what are new initiatives we can come up? Then I think that these are really beneficial towards us.
I also like don't know how realistic this is, but what if we tried to like incorporate Gen Z topics or like Gen Z um kind of like how Gen Z is influenced, how the organization is influenced by Gen Z or something like that into some of like the questions and stuff, so it's like somewhat relevant.
Yeah, can you kind of clarify like how?
I don't know. I'm trying to think like what's an example of an sorry, or an organization that we've like done.
That we donated to?
Yeah.
Camera's inclusive action, right?
Yeah, so far it's just been inclusive action for this month.
What is that? Is that like?
So they are based in LA, and they work towards building up and helping low socioeconomic communities. So just they do a lot of like donation drives. I think they're doing this something for going back to school for students who don't have the resources to like get school supplies and backpacks and stuff like that. That's like the focus of the organization.
Okay. Because I was thinking that might be kind of like depressed, like to think like if they were to talk about like the Gen Z demographic of the organization and like how they've benefited from the work that's been done, or we could also like talk about like in the conversation opportunities that Gen Z can take to like participate in the organization and like just kind of have a moment of like focusing on Gen Z and how it like can be associated with the company.
Yeah, and I think that could work, and we can invite them into this conversation and even ask them, hey, what can we be doing better to serve and work with you, whether it's directly or indirectly, or how is what you're seeing from your perspective, how can we approach the brands we're working with to make that change. Is that kind of what you're talking? I think that's more so what you're talking about, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
just so it's not completely not about Gen Z and like our company, just so that there's some like tie among them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, what else is next for us? I think it's great that we can record these and make them unfiltered, and include some organizations in the conversations. And honestly, like,
Oh, sorry.
no, you're good. Go ahead.
What if how we're doing with our ambassadors, donating to an organization each month? What if we partnered with companies and did that? Not only would that show we're putting our words into action, but we're also getting other companies involved in following suit and doing the same.
So sorry. So like have companies kind of like match what we're saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. That's ideally what happens here. I think we just have to figure out how to put that into action, because like, especially for what we're doing, kind of how much we're paying out right now at a level that we can, but like a company like that we've worked with, like Chipotle, can without hesitation kind of match that or even double it. And so I think that would also not only give them a reason to work with us, but also just that would be more impactful, right? I mean, that would move the needle more for an organization like Inclusive Action. So maybe it's just a question of figuring out how to present that opportunity to a company we're working with.
Okay, so I'm just throwing out an idea here. So I'm using Inclusive Action as an example and Chipotle since you mentioned it. So what if, let's say Inclusive Action is doing this, school supplies drive, right? And we contact Chipotle, say that we're gonna, promote this, help them out, and they like get involved as well. So they donate, backpacks or notebooks or like whatever. And then Inclusive Action can show that, oh, Chipotle like helped us with this. GenZ Designs also helped us. Not like, in a way to like promote that, but just to show like, you have these big corporations and companies like helping these small nonprofits.
It would be really cool based off of that. Some like we could do one poll per month that's like a public facing poll where we say, hey, this month this poll is raising money for Inclusive Action, right, or X charity, and we send that out to our list. And basically, if you contribute as a sponsor of that, you get the results of the poll. So like we can say like the poll this week is, did GenZ shop on Amazon Prime Day, right? Results, if you're a company that's interested in the results of that, all you donate, you like, hey, in order to participate, 5 cents per response or $1 per response, right? Whatever. And then they get the results of that, but no one else can see the results. So it's like they're paying for this pool. I don't know if that makes
It's almost like a sponsorship, and then as it goes through, they get the information.
Yeah, I mean, they're paying for research by donating.
It is like a sponsored poll.
I was gonna say, what if we add a little more to it? Like, I like that idea. I do think like maybe, like if it's like one question and like they raise a lot of money, like that might not equate. So maybe like, I don't know, like adding like a private snapshot with that data, like just like for that, like the people who donate to it. So it's a snapshot and then also the data with it.
Yeah. That's cool. All right, we can explore that. I think what we can do is run some of this by. This is, I think, what the advisory board is going to be really helpful with, is just figuring out how to turn this into something that can be actionable from brands, and like how to turn this into part of our offering as a company. So I like that a lot. Okay. Any last thoughts for today? All right. I believe next Tuesday. Yeah, I believe this will be, for somebody's last conversation related to advocacy just for the summer. So I appreciate, really do appreciate everyone being involved in this and sharing your voice. No matter what you believe, no matter what your perspective is, that's the point of this, is to bring it all together. And so thank you for sharing that. And next time we will continue this as we do. And honestly, no matter where you are, if you want to pop in and provide your perspective again in the future, you're always welcome. Always welcome. So thank you, and talk soon.